everyone, and welcome back to Diamond Paintings with me, your host Mike. We're going to be hopefully finishing Terry's face today of this lovely painting, and yeah, let's get moving. Now it was a lovely evening last night because I went up to get some issues from my newsagents that I needed to get for the builds, and I went to go and get Titanic issue 30 that I needed to do. So got that, and I got home and then filmed it, and putting all the parts together, it was one of the best issues I've ever worked on. I just have doing the catwalk for it is it's just really enjoyable. I have to say, one of my best. And obviously I had Amazon coming, so I was like, do I go up there before it shuts or go in the morning? And I thought, well, if I go now, I can always check it on the map, because Amazon, you know, that Amazon show you how many stops away they are, so I can monitor it. And I thought, well, I'll go now because it will save me having to go tomorrow. So yeah, was really happy with that. And then Amazon turned up with another painting, which you'll see soon. I say soon, but probably in the new year. But I'll try and squeeze it in some way. So I got that, and I'm really happy with it. Amazon had this 2-day deal thing, so on the 11th and 12th of October we had like a special Amazon deal day, and this specific painting was in the deal, so I got that for $3.99, and I thought that's a bargain. And all night I was thinking, I hope it comes out really good, because you never really know online. I mean, I've had some where they don't look nothing like the painting online, and I tell you what, it's gorgeous. It's so cute, and when you see it, I think you'll probably like it. So yeah, I was doing that, and then today I get up. No, actually, I'll carry on yesterday evening, and then I watched EastEnders, and then straight after that there was another programme that I liked, can't remember what it was called, and then Ambulance was on at 9 o'clock, and I was like, I'm definitely watching that. It's basically paramedics who go around helping people, but yeah, it was really good. And this this guy that was being treated couldn't speak, he lost his voice, so he's got to try and like spell it out like a game of charades. And then they attended this other guy who they tried to do his heart several times and he wouldn't revive, so they had to make the decision to stop. And yeah, it sort of makes me think, what happens with the body, you know, dead in the house? Like, do you have to phone the police and say, look, my dad's just died? Or do you know, I don't know how they do that on TV programmes, but obviously it can't stay there, surely. Could you imagine if you went to sleep and then you woke up and you was like, you saw him on the floor, and you're half asleep and you're like, hi dad, you know, and he's dead, you know. So yeah, I did that, and then what else was I doing? Yeah, so then after that it was the news, and then I watched Wild at Heart, bit of TikTok, and then went to bed, and then got up this morning at 7:30. I'm in a better routine now because I'm getting up at 7, and I'm actually getting really tired near enough 10 minutes after midnight. So I've now cut that one out, like 2 o'clock in the morning to 12. So the way to do it is getting up earlier in the day, so then by the evening you're super tired. So yeah, that's the way to do it. So just gives me an extra few hours to try and get things done, and it gives me longer on this, which is lovely. And yes, I got up and put my emails on to about 12 emails today, and I was watching some of my videos back, and then normally in the mornings I'll check all the comments that are held in review for like my YouTube channels, and then I'll just you know, approve it or decline it, and then I'll respond to them. So obviously if I haven't responded yet, it's because it's still awaiting approval from me. All comments go into approval. They all go into help for review until I get round to saying yay or nay. It just controls like any, you know, it just tries to control the comments, keep it nice and clean, you know. And yeah, it's one way of dealing with trolls. So it's what I like about that feature. So yeah, so then after that I did some more videos that I wanted to clear. I was checking, I don't know what happened, but last night when I was supposed to put, I think it was stage 11 or 12, I must have watched it, because I always watch it before I air it to make sure the audio's working and stuff like that, and it didn't go live. I must have forgot to broadcast it. So I do apologise about that. So what I did was I put 2 up to Hello, what was that? Oh right, okay, so TV licensing has gone out, lovely. Not that I want to know that, but yeah. So that's my bank sound. When you get paid, they send you like a little thingamajig, like a little note thing. I'll just see if that's gone out. How much was that for? Oh, that's alright, 12 quid, that's beautiful. Okay, cool. At least that's paid. So yeah, brilliant. So yeah, sometimes I do that, and I'm sitting there watching TV, and then it goes ping, or it goes ka-ching, and I'm thinking, what's gone out now at this time of night? Because normally the payments go out about sometimes early hours of the morning, or sometimes through the night, and sometimes it's my mum where I've had to ask for help, and because she has my card, you see, so she can put it in for me, because I run my bank on the app, so I can do it. I can do Apple Pay and all that sort of thing. So it also allows me to stop withdrawing cash. If I don't have the card, I can't withdraw it, can I? So so that's a good thing. So anyway, that's TV licensing. So what was I talking about before I went on to this? Doing videos. I can't remember, but anyway, so I was watching videos, and then the news came on, and apparently 10,000 job cuts with Royal Mail. So that just goes to show that they don't want to pay their staff more. Just goes to show, doesn't it? They're not giving their pay. They don't want to give payments. So it just really, really goes to show that they don't want to give any payments to, you know, anyone. They don't want to up the pay. So now what they've decided to do is, oh right, okay, so we're not going to give you more money, we'll just cut your job instead. It's nice, isn't it? Charming. So yeah, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Personally, I think this Liz Truss needs to get out of Downing Street, and we need someone in. I mean, they're now talking about urgent budget talks or something like that. So I think because the Bank of England has stopped, something's happening in Washington, because Faisal Islam, who is the economics editor, he's in Washington. And so is the lady who does, she does a lot for Nicola Sturgeon broadcasts. She's Scottish. So something's going on. But I think this is the worst we've seen this economy get to. The countries, or the UK will always get through it, because, you know, we always have. But it just seems like there's always something, you know. So yeah, so after this I've got to do a bit of Titanic that I need to film. I need to do 31, and that's all pipe work, so I'm dreading that. Because the pipes are wafer thin. I don't know. Let me have a look. I might have. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, man. Ah, right, I may have moved them. No, I don't have them in here, but the pipes are super thin. Actually, hang on. I think, yeah, this is what we're dealing with, guys. This is Titanic. I do another channel where I build things, and this is what we're dealing with. Look at that. These are super, super thin. All them little tiny pipes. I mean, that's wafer thin down there. So this is what we've got to work with, guys. So when you get this out of the box, don't think it's empty, because there's something inside of it. So, oh, there's our siren for today. No. I always wait, because there's always bound to be one that goes past. So Then I had a look on Raw Mail, because I don't like just silence, I like to have noise on. So even if I'm not watching the TV, I'll just put the TV on just to catch any, you know, news that they're talking about. I'll get that later. And stuff like that. What time did we start this? Let's say now. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We'll try and get it to 45 minutes if we can. So yeah, looked on Raw Mail, and my third new collection out of the 5. I'm launching 5 new builds of my new Scam Model YouTube channel, because I want to try and obviously World of Mike is about part work builds, but obviously I want another channel for like very big scale models, you know. So yeah, and what that allows me to do is we'll get more throughout the week rather than hold it off for a year waiting for an available slot to become available on the schedule. So that's my thinking on that. So it'd be like you'll get Eddie Stobart and Titanic on one channel, and then say like the Solly Royal and something else on the other channel. So it just allows it to, you know, balance it out a bit. I'm going to scoot this up to this part. So yeah, I had a look on Raw Mail, and obviously at the time when I ordered this, I was doing a lot of overtime, so I had nowhere to store it. But now I'm sort of in all the time because I only work weekends. And at the moment there's a court case happening because they won't pay me for the work I've done, and obviously sick pay, so I've got to take it to court to recover that. I'm like, why ain't working for you then? I mean, obviously I'm not going to get paid for it, but you know, I'm not going in if I'm not going to get paid for it. It's like, you know, I'm not a charity case. So yeah, and I think they were talking about solving it, so as soon as they solve it I'll come back. But I've actually said to HR, like, you know, this is not my fault, you know, you've not paid me, so I should not be penalised for that, I should still be paid for it. And they said, we don't think that you should be, you know, stopped money because of that. So I think what they're doing is they're still paying me, but they're investigating it. But I said, well, I don't want to come in because, you know, I want the money that I've paid for. And they said, we'll get back to you on that. So I think they're still paying me, but obviously, you know, they want to sort it in the shortest time frame, I think. But so yeah, I looked on Raw Mail before we get before we get on any interruptions, because we've said that 3 times. And there was this white box on the floor, so obviously I was sending it there. But because obviously I'm more in now, I've changed it all around so it comes here now, because I'm in, so I might as well, you know, send it here. And it was my 3rd new collection, so at some point I've got to do a visit over there. So yeah, at some point. It's always nice when you get that ka-ching noise, because it's either you've got payment paid into your account or there's a bill that's gone out. It does the same ka-ching for each bill, or like if you deposit. So yeah, yesterday was a bit of a challenge. I managed to clear, because I've got a bit of a backlog with my issues at the moment, and I've done a list today, and I've done a proper list, because I collected I think I got 5 issues yesterday, because obviously I've got till next Wednesday before the next lot come in, so I've got to try and clear this before that lot comes in. And I wrote out another list, but now I'm down to, this is all what I've got in backlog, you know, in that box thing that I was talking about. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But have you noticed it's dodge all the time? This part work, for some reason, they keep sending in 2 or 3 at a time when it's supposed to be 1. And that, I think, is what's causing this issue. Because as you can see, these are all coming in, but they're not in, obviously, numerical order. But, yeah, I think, you know, it's all this dodge doing it. So that could be cut. I'm thinking about cutting that. So, yeah, that's that. So I was going to go over today and pick that up, but I've got Amazon coming. I mean, I can push a button and it will reschedule it, but I'm thinking of going Monday because I'm having a lot of problems with Parcel Force at the moment. They keep sending it out and they won't leave it on the doorstep because apparently it's not safe, even though my relatives have CCTV. And he keeps coming deliberately when my mum goes to work between 12 and 1, and obviously I'm over here, and it's got to the point now where I'm thinking, right, do you know what? I'm gonna have to book it for Monday, and I'll have to go over there Monday because it's just ridiculous. So yeah, bloody ridiculous. But they should be on holiday next week, so because the schools break up for half term, so hopefully she can get it in for the Monday for me. Hopefully. But yeah, I got really excited then. I thought I got paid for something, but no, it's TV licensing. Because I'm on this thing called the, they've whacked that up, haven't they? 159 quid now, but they've whacked this, they do this new thing called the simple payment plan, and I'm on that. Because when I tried to set up a direct debit, they keep trying to put me on the quarterly thing, and that's where you pay like in 2 halves, so you pay like 100 plus, and I said, I can't do that. There's no way I can do that in 1 month. That's like the majority of half my wages. Because I'm only part-time, so I don't get, you know, like a full-time amount's work payment. Because when I applied for this position, they only had part-time, and I thought, well, do you know what, it's better than nothing. And what I don't get is why they employ new people when they need shifts covering. They employ new people, and then you get told, oh, the contract don't allow it. Yeah, rubbish. You just don't want me to have the shifts, that's what it is. So yeah, I can't remember, I've gone blank again. I can't remember what I was talking about now. I'll have to watch the video, pause it, come back to the video, and then think about what I was talking about. So, oh yes, TV licensing. So I said, I made her a complaint, and she said, oh, please call up because we can't do it due to GDPR. And I thought, no, you're wrong, because every company corresponds by email, as long as you clear security. And, oh no, we can't. I said, okay, well, I'm the boss, you know, of this. I'm going to write a complaint. So, because every company has to abide by accessibility needs. So if you say, like, you say, oh, I've got an accessibility needs, I can't use the phone, for example, they have to abide by that. So I got in touch with the there's 3 stages, and I think the first one goes to the operations director. So you've got the manager, you've then got an operations manager, and then above that, I think it's the operations director, and then obviously it goes up to the board. So it's like a manager as a manager as a manager, and never, you know, it's like a big chain, and then that manager right at the top don't get any other manager. So but yeah, she is, so I said, right, I want to go back on that. And they were going to start me a new licence. And I said, no, I've already contributed half to this month. I'm sorry that the payment bounced, but I've got a problem with the wages at the moment because I've been underpaid. And I showed them that email from work to say that it was underpaid. And, you know, they are taking forever to sort it. So I said, I'm taking it to court because I shouldn't have to wait this long. And he said, right, I appreciate that. Normally you would have to ring up, but I'm going to make an exception here. So he's put me back on that. Now, the simple payment plan is supposed to be £3 per week. And this direct debit that's just gone out is £13. So, do you see what I mean? Like, I mean, I could have used that for issues, but I can't touch bill money. Otherwise, I'm going to be in problems. So, as much as I want to use that money for an issue, I have to take a step back and I have to go, no, that bill needs paying. Because with the simple payment plan, if you don't pay, if it bounces 3 times, they'll cancel it and you've got to pay for a new licence. And I've never understood why they can't just pick it up from where the direct debit left off. So, I like this. Look at that, it's got a bit of a cheeky grin. Sweet. So, then I'm thinking, well, Amazon didn't get here till 6 last night. If they come early, I could shoot over then, you know, if they come about 3ish. Because I don't think there's a strike today, but it's going to be proper cold out there. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then this specific, if I say it, you're going to know what it is, so I can't say it. But this specific collection I'm doing is over £100 per month. So yeah, yeah, because obviously this will be quite good. I really like the look of this build. So yeah. Say to what I've done, say for you, say for me. Say la vie. And thank you very much to, was it Crafting with Kay or something like that? Diamond Paintings with Kay or Crafting with Kay. Thank you for mentioning that you love my singing. I've always been like very amdram, like I love my musical theatre. I come from that background, so I'm, you know, I can be diamond painting and then just start singing. So, but yeah, we should get this section done here, and hopefully the mission for today is if we can get that block done, great, and if we get a little bit more of the other block done, then great. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll do all the blocks and then do all the filling of any colours that need filling in, like all up here we've got some patches and stuff. That's the best option, because that would be great. But yeah, trying to get hold of the doctors at the moment for this COVID thing is a bit of a pain, but I'll have to write a letter, because the trouble is the doctors are so fussy with data and all that. They don't like, if you send a letter they won't respond to it, like you have to phone up, but you know, we're phoning up but we can't get through, so how else am I supposed to book the appointment, you know? It's like I've got no pills left for my blood pressure. I took the last one last night. I've got literally no pills left. So, you know, it's like, well, how am I supposed to get that? So what I'm going to have to do is, but then if I sign back up to Pharmacy to You, it means that they're not going to send it, because the doctors have to physically change it to that surgery, to that provider, because obviously it's set up to get a prescription from the store at the moment. So it's a bit of a pain. Oh my god, yeah, I went in the newsagents yesterday. They've put all Christmas stuff up, and the paper's gorgeous. It's like this dark green reindeer paper. It's absolutely lovely. So yeah, everyone's going to start going mad. Always remember, has anyone seen them videos online where it's like Black Friday or Cyber Monday and they're outside the shop and they're fighting over TVs? And people just go mad. And January's a good month because you get all the deals, but I wonder what all the partwork publishers have to bring us in 2023. But I hope that it's a better year for like the economy and the government, you know, the country gets back on track. But I'm afraid to say I think it will be a case of same old, same old. I think this year is definitely worse than last year, but it's winter now, isn't it? So COVID is going to really hit again, but now we have a bit. If you look at the start, we didn't have a way of solving it, and people were dying like flies, you know. And now, because of the vaccine that Boris rushed through, that sort of thing would take years on end. But yeah, it's really pushed it through, and we've now got the vaccine that it doesn't stop you getting it, but it makes you not get it as bad or something. So yeah. So now I'm sort of debating, do I put a delivery request in and say, right, schedule tomorrow, or do I go over and pick it up now? because I've been in pretty much for 2 weeks now. But then I've also got to pick issues up from the shop, so it's like, well, what do I do, you know? And then I'm craving for a Big Mac, and I really must stop. I've got back onto eating sour cream, Pringles, because I might get copyright for this, because Pringles, because I don't know if you've noticed, but on Big Brother, if it's like Pringles, they get a piece of white paper and they cover it up and put like crisps on it. I don't know why they're so fussy over copyright, because it's not copyright. People do loads of shopping haul videos with food shop and all that, so it's very, I've always never understood that, unless of course it's a private company that they use that are not in the public eye, you know. But there was a time at Madame Tussauds, there was a time where the Big Brother chair was there, and it was in a proper diary room, and you could go in and have your photo took. Oh, it was so funny. I really wanted to go in there, but you know when you sort of like, people's watching on the little screen outside, and you're like, oh, I don't want people watching me, you know. So as much as I wanted to, I didn't. But then they came out with this idea of selling the furniture, and you could buy stuff from Big Brother, but we're talking buckets full, not just like a couple of hundred, in the thousands, you know. I think the gold chair was like 10,000. There was a gold chair at one time. So yeah, that's interesting. So, I mean, I don't really need to get the parcel today, but it'd be nice to like just visit. But then I'm thinking, well, if I hold off till Monday, I can tackle 2 under 1, because this parcel force thing is not coming till Monday. So I'm thinking, right, I can tackle it then, you know. So I've got various ideas and things, but then, you know, what I'm like with the package, I have to get it there and then. But yeah, it's not a rush. It's not like I can film it today, is it? So, but it's not going to be one that will be next year. I'll start it as soon as I possibly can. So yeah, there's a realm of glory and it's running through the air. So now I've got a hard decision, guys. Do I go for the Dodge, or do I go for... My gut feeling is I want to try and do a Doll's House, because although we can't do that yet, I have got 31 and 32 of the Titanic, and do you see what I mean? Like, if I could get another one of the Doll's Houses, 39 is a fresh one, so... But then I'm thinking, do I go for the Dodge? Do you know, there's so much to choose. So, but we're on schedule. We've cleared 5. We've got, how many did I say there's there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what's that, 100 quid? But yeah, as long as I clear that by, say, Friday, say Tuesday, the latest, I'm sort of in front a bit. And what's important is we don't get that backlog again. But they're really lovely. They said to me yesterday, she says she's apologised, because on the voicemail she said, we really need you to come in to get these. And she goes, I hope you didn't think I was being rude. And I said, of course not. She goes, I'm sorry, I had an office day yesterday. But she said, as long as you know you're aware of it, and you know, and she goes, you don't have to come in you don't have to get them all at once. And I'm thinking, but you've just left me a voicemail saying I need to get them. And the other girl there, she was like, I think she could see that she was like forcing it a bit, and she was like, have you got enough for your Christmas shopping and all that? So I think she was getting a bit fed up with her, because this woman acts like she's the manager, and she's not the manager. You know, when it's like her shit don't stink, you know, and all that sort of thing, like think she's this and that. But I shouldn't really be bad mouthing her, because she's lovely. But I'm just trying to give you an example of what that. And then she was like, you can pick, as long as it's clearing, you know, you can pick one up, say every time you pick the existing ones up and clear it. But because I'm aware of it, she said, and I said, well, how much time have I got on this? Because she said that normally they phone you, then you get a week to sort it out, and then they'll phone you again and give you another week. And if they don't sort it, that's when they send, you know, you get your deposit eaten up. but she said we only stop the deposit. We only take the deposit on people that don't come in. Basically, the deposit is to stop people ordering it and then not going back for it, because what happens is as I've spoke about this so much, but when a shop gets a copy in, they can't get their money back. So they're lumbered with it if you don't pick it up. So that deposit is there to stop you mucking them about, you know, because they're within their rights to take it. But I pay £20. I've got a £20 deposit per collection. So Disney, Dodge, Eddie and Titanic, that's 20, 40, 60, about 70 quid, because she did do me a deal for £10. So do you see why I'm so panicked about it? Because I can't afford to lose 70 quid, you know? So I'm just in regular contact with them, you know, they know that I go in there every week. So yeah, so I think I'm going to go for a doll's house. I know we know, you know, it's not going to be nowhere near it yet, but I think that would be the best option, you know, get some of that out of the way. And I think we've got a settee or something, they were saying. Mickey Mouse's settee or something. But Scott over at Building with the Boys, he was saying something about that we don't do anything to do with the doors for 2 years or something. But apparently they've dragged it until 2024. We're supposed to be getting festive stuff and all that sort of thing. So it's a shame, because the Meccano crane that Harshett trialled never did make a comeback. And that was as well a 4-year construction. I'm also looking into doing Meccano things. So I've always thinking of ideas, but yeah, I really need to get the Dodge, because problem is when I've got a backlog, they can see, Menzies have a system where they can see what's been sold and what hasn't in the, you know, the newsagent. So I should get the Dodge, but the thing is that's not priority, because if I get that, I know it's just going to stick on the shelf for ages, because I need 15 before I can get that. But then I'm thinking, if I do the Doll's House, you know, at least we've got that copy, and as long as it's clearing, they'll be happy with it. Easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, baby, yeah. I don't know what that song is, I just made it up. And then obviously Titanic, I'm thinking, well, I've got 32 and 33. Hello, who's that email? I don't know. So obviously I filmed Titanic yesterday, which was 32. How have we got down there? I must have missed it, because we started there and we've got some there. But I'm thinking with Titanic, well, I got 30, I've got 31 and I've got 32. So 33 can hold off a bit, you know. So yeah, I'll have a good old look, see what's in each copy, and see. I mean, Doll's House and Dodge, we know if I get it, it's got to be just stuck on a shelf for a while until we get... I don't know, I need to have a look back, but it's all to do with Mickey's flooring, I think. Something is holding us up. It's wall 5. It's something to do with the back wall. Oh my God, what have I done here? Let's put that down there, because that one goes in there. Sorry about that, guys. So I said, well, I'll see you tomorrow, and she was like, I'm not in tomorrow, so it's got to be my friend then, because she's the manager in there, so she knows me. So I was like, I'll be like, hey, I want to get that Christmas bag. I'm drawn to that Christmas bag. It's not the Christmas bag, the Christmas wrapping. It's so gorgeous. Because I used to, at Christmas, I used to pay out for Amazon to wrap it, because you can get this feature. Not all items do it, but some items let you gift wrap it, but it's like £3 per item, and you don't get to choose the colour. So I normally do that if I'm in a rush and I just don't have the time to wrap it. But this year I'm thinking of like just cutting back on that, buy a massive roll, and then I can just wrap it up. And some of my YouTube friends will be getting some gifts. I'm just a very generous person. I like to, it's my way of saying thank you for supporting the channel, you know. And I have had comments in the past where they say, oh, you only send gifts because you buy people. And I think, I just take no notice of that. It's something I do every year. I send all my gifts. I normally send a gift card, not gift card. I normally contact all my YouTubers and I ask for their address and I send a Christmas card. And then I'll send them like, I can't send everyone a gift, and I need to stress that because I don't have that sort of funding to do that. But I will select each year, I will select 5 people, a bit like Willy Wonka's golden tickets. And I choose it based on loyalty, if you comment as much, and various other things, if you've helped me out in the past. But I will choose 5 people on the diamond painting channel and also 5 people on the World of Mike channel, and then I will send a Christmas card. And I think normally I send, last year I'm trying to remember, because obviously I sent gifts to some friends that unfortunately we no longer speak, but I'm trying to remember how many I sent to each person, but I can't remember. So yeah, I'll probably just do a card and 1 gift. And yeah, definitely I've already picked one of my persons, and that's going to be in America. And no, it's not the producer that used to be that did the videos for me. He got booted. But this woman has, I can't give it away because she watches my channel, but it is a woman, and I'll leave it there. But you know that I've got your address, so that will get you thinking. But don't comment on here because other people might see them and then go, oh, can I have one? And I'm like, no. But I'm thinking of a big Christmas giveaway. Because I've done that last year. It was like it was like cards, and I made diamond cards and sent them, but it just didn't work. We ran out of time and didn't have enough time to do the hamper gift, and it's like Easter, I wanted to do a big hamper thing and I sadly didn't have time. For me, there's just not enough time in the day, and I can't say that enough. It's just non-stop. I barely get time to sit down and eat. I barely get time to just relax. Every time I watch a programme, I'm like, right, I need to get on with that, and, I need to get on with magazine readings. And another big bag of rubbish of recycled magazines yesterday, and what do I get swamped with more because of this backlog. But yeah, it's I just don't want to lose that deposit. So it's a lot of money to lose, and it causes so much havoc, because if you lose that deposit, you've then got to pay them all back out again, another 70 quid to set the files back up, because it not only stops the deposit, it stops all the files, and you've got to start all over again. And they can only start on the current issue, and then if you start too late, you've got to back order it, and it's like, I'm going to ask them if they can order that issue 3 actually, because I don't think Katie or Bazza can get it. So, have I got a pen? I'm going to see if I can get have a look with them, because it's that issue 3 is that issue 3 Disney. Issue 3 is the, I'm going to write it down so that I can get that back ordered, because that's another issue that's holding this up, because that consists of Winnie the Pooh's, I think it's the dressing table, or no, it's the dressing mirror, and it's a bit of the wooden door frame, is it? Oh, I do apologise there. I've seen some people do that, and they hold their sneeze in, and I don't know how they do that, because someone said that it pops your eyes out. I've seen that on Guinness World Records. I used to love watching that, but they stopped it. Like you would see people with the longest fingernails, people that pop their eyes out and back in, and it was pretty scary seeing it, and yeah. Bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air, they fly so high to reach the sky, then like my dreams they fade away. Wouldn't it be funny if you went to a stage show and then you saw World of Mike as a guest appearance, or Diamond Paintings with Mike as a guest appearance? And you're like, oh my God, Mike's on the stage, you know? That would be so funny. And then I was like, on my other channel, I was going to do like days out, you know, showing people the upside down house. Let me know in the comments if you've been in the upside down house, but because of like COVID restrictions, we had to stop it. But yeah, the upside down house, I want to go in that. Apparently, it's basically an attraction. So you go in there, but all the furniture is stuck to the ceiling, and you're walking on obviously the top of the house, but you'll have to Google it. But yeah, it's something's gone wrong here because we've got 3 lines now not done. Let me fix that. Don't know how we've got carried away there, but yeah. But I definitely want to go there. I think the nearest one for me, there's one in Lakeside, I believe, and the nearest one for me would be Clacton. If they could move it up a bit like Colchester, they could do one in Castle Park. Yes, do one in Castle Park. They've got plenty of ground there to do it. Yes. Chelmsford would be another good spot. But where the upside down house is, it's actually based at you know where the pier is, so that say like the pier is here, it's like the opposite side of here, not the beach end. It's quite funny, EastEnders did a scene there with Pat Butcher, who was played by Pam Sir Clement, and I wonder what it was like there. And then my sister was like, she was at the beach one day, and she said, I heard this voice and it sounded awfully familiar. Apparently it was the actor that plays Dottie, the current one, and she had no makeup on, but apparently she was in Frinton-on-Sea, so interesting. But Saturday's coming up tomorrow, and we know what's on Saturday, don't we? It's The Voice and The Masked Singer. I keep saying it, Masked Dancer. And yeah, it's coming to an end soon. But so sad for Roller World in Colchester. They're apparently they've been in discussions over 2 years for ground rent and all that. But the landlord wants to take half the car park or something. They were saying. So yeah, that's been there centuries, so yeah, probably no more Roller World, I'm afraid. But yeah, I think we've talked about quite a lot today, which is difficult because like I'm trying to, when you're diamond painting, you're trying to think of things to talk about. So when I'm going quiet and I'm not talking, it's because I'm thinking of something that we could potentially talk about. But look at this, we're getting like that Jagger. Oh yeah, do you know that song that goes, I got the moves like Jagger. Do, 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 do. He was the one with truth and grace. You gotta get in the Christmas spirit, guys. Oh my God, I've got some really exciting things coming up on the craft channel. They're already recorded. They're just waiting to be released near the time. But yeah, we've got some really fun things happening over there with Crafts with Mike. I run 4 channels, so I've got World with Mike, Diamond Paintings with Mike, Crafts with Mike, and Mike Scale Models with Mike. However, there is a 5th channel, and that's called World of Titanic with Mike, but that hasn't really took off as of yet. But there is a 6th channel coming. You know, I used to do shopping hauls on the other channel. Well, I'm bringing that back, and yeah, it will be coming back in the new year. So yeah, it's quite a handful doing different channels, but I just wanted to tailor it more, you know. World of Mike is basically part works, and diamond painting on that channel doesn't really fit in. So I wanted it. It was always going to be an idea, so a channel dedicated to diamond paintings only, and it was always going to be something that I would do. So, but yeah, it's pretty good. I like the yellow theme that we've got going on here. We're doing yellow teeth. We've got a yellow jumper from the monthly tea club, which I should start back up. They emailed me the other day. I haven't done that for months, but they emailed me the other day with an offer for Harry Potter, and it's a bundle offer. So I think you pay like 14 quid and you get like this bundle offer thing. So yes, I think after this I'll probably watch some TV or something, and then try and see if a family member can help me get the rest of this backlog down. Because until this court case is sorted and they pay me back the money that I'm owed, I'm a little bit low on funds at the moment. If it really, I always have an emergency pot, so if need be, I can always dip into that, but then I lose interest because it's an ISA, so I lose my interest if I dip into that. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, and I'm trying to save for I want to change Amazon Prime over to Amazon Annual rather than pay $7.99 every month, so I'm trying to save for that. See, I've done it again. What's going on here? These colours are playing tricks on me. I've skipped a line again. Oh yes, Ollie Murs. My heart skips a beat. Do. So do you know the one that goes, this one's for the girls, I can't stop thinking about you. And the one that goes, meet me at the coffee shop. This one's for the girls, and we're all around the world. I love to love those girls. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. I should be a voiceover. I'll remember this time I was in the DeLorean group. I don't know which one it was because there's various groups. But I posted my video in there for my channel when I used to do it. The DeLorean. And we did do a second DeLorean, but we didn't really take off. I only done like one episode, and now we can't do it ever again because Eagle Moss have gone bust. And that's another thing I'll talk about if we've got enough time. But this guy said, I really like your accent. And I'm like, it's only a typical South African Essex accent because half my family are South African. So my dad is half South African and then my mum is from Essex. So that's why sometimes I sound a bit South African. And yeah, he said, I really like your accent. And I'm like, thanks. But anyway, so I went into the newsagents yesterday and I said, you know, we was having a talk and I said, this girl was saying that she really don't like the job. And I said, well, are you going to, you know, are you thinking of finding something else? And she said, I'm totally not looking for another job. And I said, did you know that, yeah, I was picking up issue 3 of the crochet and she said, oh, do you do crochet? And I said, yeah, I basically do anything. And she goes, yeah, he does tend to do everything. I must be the only person in there that does various magazines because I know there's someone in there that does Disney cross stitch, I think. And I think she said there's another guy that does Titanic, but there's various people. I remember there was a time with the Route Master quite popular. There was 5 of us doing it. But back then they stopped doing the file, and they didn't do a file, but they stopped doing the rack, and I always used to buy it from the rack, so I set it up in Chelmsford. Because I think at the time they said they weren't doing files, but then they bring that back. So I wonder if they can keep magazines like not part work related. I'll have to have a look at that. And you know, save a newspaper each week. But I was talking about, I said like, did you know Eagle Moss has gone bust? And she goes, it doesn't surprise me. And I said, she goes, what publisher used to do that? And I said, well, they used to do the DeLorean, they used to do figure builds. And she goes, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. And it is nervous, you know. You sort of think, will other publishers follow behind that? You know, Atlas Editions, a sister company to De Agostini, went bust. People seem to think that they're still around. They're not. They did go bust. De Agostini has so many sister companies, it's unreal. But yeah, it's so we were talking about that. But I wonder if you can like put your newspaper away. But with buy subscriptions, they're now starting to do a thing where you can do digital, so you get your magazine sent to you on your phone or something. So I'm thinking of doing that. That will cut a huge amount of paper, because I'm part of the Woodland Trust. So I'm very like, I don't like. That's one of the reasons why I don't deal with letters, because it's costing you a tree's life, you know. And I don't understand why you know. Send a letter. Just if I get a letter, there's a stamp I've got and I put return to sender on it. I'm really naughty, but you know, I don't do letters. Never have, never really will. Unless of course it's an important one, and then when you ask the company, they're like, oh, but we're regulated, we can't stop it. And I'm like, yeah, you can. There's a printer, intercept it. But oh no, we can't. We don't have the facilities. And I said, okay, well, just return it to sender then. You're wasting your postage, not me. So yeah, right, I'm gonna have to put this pen down, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry guys, but we have now reached the final frontier. It's a shame we couldn't finish that off in that block, but we have got the bulk of his face done. We'll be moving on to this block shortly. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. If you like what you see, do get this painting for yourself. The link's in the description below, and also the washi tape is as well. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, tap the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow at the usual time at 7:30. Bye guys.